If you're getting your first credit card, let me save you from a very expensive mistake. You do not need a flashy metal card. You do not need travel points on day one. And you definitely do not need an annual fee. What you need is a beginner card that builds your credit, earns you something back, and doesn't punish you while you're still learning the game. Today we're breaking down the best no annual fee credit cards for beginners. And, more importantly, which one actually makes sense for you. You don't want to miss it, because one of these cards literally doubles your rewards in year one, which is kind of wild. Discover It Cashback, the overachiever that pays attention. Here's how it works. You earn 5% cash back in rotating quarterly categories. Things like groceries, gas, restaurants, Amazon, up to a spending cap each quarter. And you have to activate the category. Everything else earns 1%. Now, normally that sounds like a lot of effort. Rotating categories, activation, caps? But here's the twist that makes people lean forward in their chairs. At the end of your first year, Discover matches all the cash back you earned. Not points, not partial credit, they double it. If you earned $300 in rewards, it becomes $600. That's basically turning a 5% category into 10% for a year, assuming you maximize it. There's no annual fee. Approval usually requires at least fair credit, though they offer student versions if you're just starting out. Now, let's be honest about the downsides. You have to remember to activate categories each quarter. The 5% bonus is capped per quarter, usually at $1,500 in spending. And if you don't like tracking where you spend, this may feel like homework. But if you're organized, or willing to be, this card can quietly outperform many premium cards in year one. So if you're the type who doesn't mind clicking an activation button once every few months, this might be your starter card with superpowers. But what if you hate tracking categories? Let's simplify. Capital One Quicksilver, the I don't want to think card. If Discover is the strategic gamer, the Capital One Quicksilver from Capital One is the minimalist. I personally use it myself. It gives you 1.5% unlimited cashback on everything. No rotating categories, no caps, no activation reminders, no mental gymnastics. You swipe, you earn 1.5%, done. It also typically comes with a sign-up bonus, often around $200 if you meet a spending requirement in the first few months, depending on current offers. One underrated feature: no foreign transaction fee. If you travel or shop from international websites, that matters. Now, is 1.5% the highest earning rate out there? No. There are cards that earn 2%, but those may require stronger credit profiles. The real appeal here is simplicity. When you're a beginner, the last thing you need is complexity. You need something you can use consistently while focusing on building your credit score. If your personality is set it and forget it, this is your card. But what if you want a little more juice from your everyday spending? Let's level up slightly. Chase Freedom Unlimited, the balanced overachiever. The Chase Freedom Unlimited from Chase is where beginner-friendly meets strategic long-term planning. Here's what makes it interesting. You're earning 3% on dining, 3% at drugstores, 5% on travel booked through Chase Travel, and 1.5% on everything else. If you're a young professional ordering takeout, grabbing coffee, and occasionally traveling, those categories actually line up with real life. It often comes with a welcome bonus. For example, $200 after spending a certain amount in the first few months. And it frequently offers a 0% intro APR period on purchases, which can be helpful if you're making a planned large purchase and paying it down responsibly. No annual fee. But here's where it gets interesting long term. If later you upgrade into one of Chase's premium travel cards, you can combine points and potentially increase their value for travel redemptions. That means this beginner card can evolve with you. The catch? You'll usually need good credit to qualify. This is ideal for someone who's already fairly responsible financially and wants flexibility to grow into the travel rewards world later. But what if you want the highest flat rate without thinking about categories? Let's talk efficiency. Citi Double Cash, the discipline builder. The Citi Double Cash from Citi is almost poetic in its design. You earn 1% when you buy and 1% when you pay your bill. So technically it's 2% cash back, but you only get the full 2% if you pay responsibly. It's subtle, but brilliant. It rewards good behavior. There's no annual fee, no rotating categories, no hoops, just a straightforward 2% total return if you use and pay your card properly. Now, it may not always come with the flashiest welcome bonus compared to others, and you typically need good credit to get approved, but if you're serious about building strong financial habits from day one, this is a powerful everyday card. Because here's one thing most beginners don't realize. The best credit card isn't the one with the highest rewards, it's the one that helps you build discipline. Now let's shift gears. What if you don't have much credit history yet? Pedal 2 Visa, the credit builder without the security deposit. The Pedal 2 Visa from Pedal is designed for people who are just starting out and maybe don't have a credit score. Instead of only relying on your credit history, Pedal may consider your banking history and cash flow. That makes it more accessible for students, recent grads, or newcomers. It is no annual fee, no foreign transaction fees, no late fees. And rewards start at 1% cashback and can increase to 1.5% after 12 months of on-time payments. The rewards aren't mind-blowing at the beginning, but this card isn't about maximizing rewards. It's about access. It gives you a chance to build credit without putting down a security deposit like you would with a secured card. If your goal is simply to get into the credit system and prove you can handle it, this is a practical on-ramp. Gas, groceries, online shopping? Then personalization might matter more. Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards, the Pick Your Category card. The Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards from Bank of America gives you something fun: choice. You earn 3% cash back in a category of your choice: gas, online shopping, dining, travel, drugstores, or home improvement. You also earn 2% at grocery stores and wholesale clubs and 1% on everything else. There's a quarterly cap on the 3% and 2% categories, so this isn't unlimited, but for a beginner whose spending is predictable, this can be powerful. If most of your budget goes to online shopping, you can lock that in. And if you qualify for Bank of America's Preferred Rewards program by holding significant assets with them, your cashback can actually increase. This card works well for someone who already understands their spending habits and wants to squeeze more value from them. But what if groceries and online shopping dominate your life? There's one more strong contender. Blue Cash Everyday, the Everyday Essentials card. The Blue Cash Everyday card from American Express focuses heavily on daily essentials. You earn 3% at U.S. supermarkets, 3% at U.S. gas stations, and 3% on U.S. online retail purchases, each up to annual spending caps, and 1% on everything else. No annual fee. And if you're someone whose biggest expenses are groceries, fuel, and online shopping, this lines up beautifully with real-world spending. The downsides? There is a foreign transaction fee, so it's not ideal for international travel. And as with many Amex cards, acceptance abroad isn't as universal as Visa or MasterCard. But within the US, it's strong, especially if you want category bonuses without rotating categories or quarterly activations. So, which one should you actually choose? Here's the truth nobody tells beginners. Your first card isn't about collecting travel miles. It's about learning the system. If you want simplicity, go for Capital One Quicksilver. If you want high first-year value, take Discover It Cashback. If you want strong, flat rewards, opt for Citi Double Cash. If you want category optimization, Chase Freedom Unlimited or Bank of America Customized Cash is it. If you're building from scratch, Pedal 2 is the answer. If groceries and gas dominate, then nothing beats Blue Cash every day. The real flex isn't having 10 credit cards. It's having one card you use responsibly. So, pay on time, keep your utilization low, and pay in full whenever possible. Because in the beginning, your credit score is the real reward. And once you build that, then you can start playing the bigger rewards game. If you want to check out our sources, we've linked them down below in the description. We hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.